Probably an alright example of fan service that doesn't quite need to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping either like, all right, so my jizz isn't magic and I won't make her stronger, but I will do something while she's sucking my
Is that the
dick.
name of your next anime?
What?
What you just said? My jizz.
My jizz isn't magic.
My jizz isn't magic. It won't make her stronger. That's Johnny's next light novel.
Welcome back to Anime Casuals. I'm Lucky.
Here I go! This hand of mine is burning red!
And I'm Michael. Realize the only ones who should kill are those who are prepared to be killed.
Johnny.
Your darkness swallowed up my son? Who decided that?
Erupting! Burning!
Now all of you,
Die.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Casuals. I am Lucky.
And I'm Michael.
I am Johnny.
And hi, we're Anime Casuals. So, today we are talking about our casual discussion, which is involving weird hairdos. So, I'll go ahead and start this off since I was the one who suggested it. And, I don't know why, the only guy with, hair that's above, 2 inches decided this thing, but, I've always wondered because when we talk about, weird hairdos in anime, it's just all over the place. I think that's probably the hardest part of some cosplays is the hair, right? It's just it's not even just the humongous weapons, all that. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. So mostly people go with wigs, but I've definitely seen some interesting ones.
That's the biggest part also with cosplay is that if it's not done right, it looks really weird. I don't know if this is on anybody's choices, but we've seen a lot of Goku cosplay, and when Goku's hair doesn't look right, it looks very plastic.
Yeah, it stands out, and I don't know why, but it does.
You're like, why is your hair just made of 3 triangles? Well, what's going on with that?
I've seen one guy nail it.
Yeah,
he did really well. I don't remember where it was. I don't know if it was in person, but it was solid.
It was really good.
But most everybody can't do it.
Yeah, and it's easy to get stuff down. It's not anime, but if you're trying to dress up like Anna from Frozen or what's her sister? Elsa. If you're trying to you just gotta beautify that hair, make it long. I mean, if you don't have the color, but hair is very important in anime because it makes the character stand out. There's 3 things that you need for a main character. You can't be bland. They gotta have some kind of unique attribute to them, personality-wise, and they gotta have a telling feature. And most of the time, it's hair.
It's just part of the character.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was one of the first things that came up on my list, but I wasn't really gonna do it just in case anybody did choose that. But I mean, it is a good point, right? Goku. When we think about weird anime hairstyles, it is Goku that we think about, and obviously, whenever you see him, you're just like, how is that still there? How did you go to sleep? How did you get thrown into? How did you get thrown into a mountainside? All the rocks fell on your head, and you still come out with the. At least with Super Saiyan, you can understand because it's energy. I don't know. It's just keeping it up, whatever. But with Goku's head, it's just strange. But I wanted to bring up one that's it. I consider it weird in the sense that nobody in this universe can actually use their hair this way. I'm really trying to think if there are, but there aren't. Is Jiraiya, and Jiraiya from Naruto has these weird hair attacks that he does all the time.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, and I've never really seen anybody else do it. So I like Jiraiya's hairdo, by the way. I'm not saying anything like that. And obviously, I love it when he does the woo, all that stuff. If you guys listen on podcasts, I was just moving my hair around, whipping my hair back and forth, as the young people say today. But
Come on, Johnny, whip your hair.
Oh, oh my god! just starts growing out of nowhere.
Get it out of here. Get it all out of here.
But yeah, no, I mean, I really, he basically kind of uses his hair kind of like Gaara uses his sand in some ways, where people will attack him and all of a sudden his hair will just surround him, and I'm like, that's actually kind of cool. And I was kind of wondering, like, what happens if his hair gets cut off? Like, does that like Samson? Does he just lose all his power? Like, I was just thinking
Well, I
about
mean,
that.
I can imagine he can infuse it with chakra and make it grow.
Yeah, I mean, but that's why I'm like, there's people with longer hair than him, and I'm wondering like what
Mhm.
they're doing with their hair. Like Tsunade, step up your game, yo. Like, can you imagine her being as strong as she is, and also just whipping people with her hair? Like that would be crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's not exactly a hairdo. It's what he does with his hair. But I mean, if you want to talk about his hairdo, it is a little off. Like you can definitely tell. I don't know how he ninjas around because his hair is bigger than his body. Like it's wider than his body, so you can always see. I had to capture some stuff for my top 5, and man, his it's like Kakashi's like he's like so. Did you teach him the Rasengan? And like all of a sudden it shows dry out. I'm like, bro, that hair is so huge. How do you get anywhere? But yeah, that's my first pick. What about you guys?
I wish he Rasengan his hair sometimes. Just puts it up into a bun. He's just like, zoop, and there we go.
I don't know.
Well,
I feel
that's
like
gonna-
that'd be dangerous.
that-
That'd be
that's-
like putting it
that's
in a
actually,
machine and just like ripping your hair out. I don't
That's
know.
crazy because you know that's how the Rasengan. That's how you figure out which way to turn. Right, is the way your hair is formed.
Mine is I'm gonna start with the most obvious one. So I feel like it's a standby for most people because his head doesn't make any sense. It's too many colors. It's wild, and it just sticks straight up. And we're gonna talk about Yugi because I told them not to touch that because that's my pick.
Yep.
And his hair doesn't make any sense. It's like what? It's like red, black, and yellow at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And like
purple in there.
and like he makes a star with his head, and like there's layers of color. I'm like, just to do that regularly, if a regular person want to do that, they would have to have a ton of hair, like a ton of hair, to have it stand up to here, have it look defined and full of volume, and then having like 3 layers of color like at all times throughout your life. Whew. That boy put some work. I mean, already look at his outfit. I mean, he takes some
hard shit
time for fashion, but his hair is like, that's a next level like anime hair right there.
When he's not dueling, he's styling.
Yeah, the only thing I can see that he actually has cards in there just to keep it up.
Oh man.
Where does Egyptian guard cards go? Oh no, he puts them in his hair now.
Part of the hair cards.
Part of the hair. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think there needs to be much said about his hair. Otherwise, it's just ridiculous. Like the first time I saw that, and he was just a regular kid without a dark spirit living in him. I'm like, you still take too much time, dude. Your best friend Joey, he just wakes up and his hair is just a big pile of blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan, okay, well, he's got a weird triangle head. And even like Taya and Mai don't really have that kind of crazy hair that he does. I'm like, this boy spends way too much on his fashion. Because he's wearing like belts and chains and like
or it's just genetic.
dog color.
Like he doesn't have a choice. I don't know. I mean, his
that's
grandpa's
true.
got like similar, but it's all gray. I don't know if that's
All the way like when there's like flashback to when he was younger, he had a crazy hair like that.
so. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's genetics.
Yeah, well, you tell the class yours. I gotta look up a picture real quick of what his grandpa looked like.
So my first one that just came to my mind when we were talking about it, it's Dr. Stone, Senku. Did I steal yours?
One of them. I have like 6 of them, so don't worry.
Oh, damn. All right. I don't feel bad anymore.
Oh, yep.
He's got such an insane hairdo. As I'm thinking about it, I think he's the only character in that show with a crazy hairdo. I mean, aside from the pink chick, just because it's pink hair, but he looks like a radish. I don't know. That's what I think of every time, like, or an onion. I don't know, because it's got the colors of like green and then it fades to white. I think that's crazy hair. It's insane to look at, and it's again, he's the only dude. He's the only person in that anime who has crazy hair. So yeah, that was my first choice.
Looking at Grandpa Yuki, I don't see any red, but he definitely has blonde, and he definitely has a spikiness that Yuki has.
Man, he really changed there.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not looking at his bangs come out like jaggedly, and the back of his head goes wah. he's like a peacock. He's like
because he's got a hat hair all the time.
Yeah, I just wish that like some anime would actually just address it, just be like, just show that this person has to go through all these lengths to like keep this hair, and then they go out. Like that would be kind of like an interesting.
You have a spa episode and you have a hair episode.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you do it. You gotta have those two shows in every anime.
Oh my god! But yeah, another one is Josuke from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure from the season is Diamond is Unbreakable. His hair is very strange. I mean, it's kind of the typical, like, have you ever seen, what's the guy from Akame Got Killed that has the weird hair like that?
The armor guy that passes his armor down.
Yeah.
Or hey, even easier, the club dude from Food Wars.
Oh, there you go. You know, I mean,
also we don't know his name.
That's a very common. That for some reason that's a very common anime hairstyle for thugs. Yeah, exactly. I've seen it in Yakuza 2, Yakuza 0 too, and you know but Josuke's is weird because it's not exactly like theirs. It's almost like it almost looks like a hamburger at the end of it, and it even has like grill marks on the top, which I'm like, why is there what's going on here? And like he has actually a very specific reason for why he has that hairdo, and so whenever somebody says like you got some weird hair, he beats the crap out of them because it's very close to his heart. Very very convoluted story, by the way. Why it's close to him? It's because he got saved by some guy that had the same hairdo that also looked like him, but they never actually addressed who that was or anything in the anime. So if you're ever looking for closure on that, it's never gonna happen. Don't worry about it. But yeah, it's a definitely an interesting hairstyle. I mean, I'm trying to think if I mean, the closest other one would be Giorgio Giovanna, the most recent JoJo. But you know, even then, yeah, I'd have to give it to Josuke if I was gonna give it to anybody in JoJo. But there definitely are some weird hairstyles. Like there's this guy named Paul Nareff in the previous season to that, Stardust Crusaders, where his hair is just Johnny Bravo, just goes all the way up. You know, silver hair. But yeah, it's a weird hairstyle. Like I said, the grill marks on top. I don't know why there's crosses and all that kind of stuff on top of it, because it just looks like a giant hamburger and it makes me hungry. So, did you guys have any more?
Well, I would also not like to limit mine to just Yu-Gi, because if you are a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh and you like have gone through 5 seasons, all those people, all these motherfuckers over here have ridiculous hairstyles, to be honest. I think one of them, like, he had like blue streaks down the middle and like pink flaring out. They're all crazy. Like,
yeah,
they take fashion to another level. But I was gonna say, Kill la Kill has a few like pretty basic ones. But like always, like I span back on that. There's like one scene where someone's hair goes crazy, and you have what's her face's mom,
Ragyo Kiryuin.
Yeah, where she's like standing there, and she's just rainbow from like head to toe.
We have one of mine.
Yeah,
she's got crazy hair.
Yeah, and she like,
rainbow.
But I think it's like the only time, because normally her hair's just white, but like there's one time where she's like standing there and she goes, and she's again peacocking.
Dude,
rainbow. That's the one time they're like, my hair.
Dude, you threw me off so hard, Johnny, because when you like came up with the name, I'm just like, are we just gonna skip over the fact that he knew that name off the top of his head? And then you mentioned exactly why you knew it, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is Michael, and I have one of Johnny's cards.
That's fine. I thought of one while we were doing this, so now
I'll give him back. Here we go.
So Ragyo Kiryuin is my second choice. No.
Mine is Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War. I only looked that way, and I just picked the first character I saw.
Pudding from One Piece.
Pudding.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
No, if I had a real one, I did reflect briefly on Bo because of his nose hair things, but like that's like nose hair, and like that was the first thing that popped in my head, I think, when we first started discussing this topic. But that's not it. Like, he just has like a regular fro. Like, his hair is not too crazy up top, but then he has hair techniques, and I was like, that could be one, but I don't know if that really counts.
Weird ass show.
Yeah, it's a weird show.
So my second one, I thought of actually when you were talking about Jiraiya, Lucky.
Lucky.
I think I'm getting his name right. Coco. I think it's Coco.
Oh yeah, from that
From
new
Toriko?
movie. And he has guitar.
Yeah, he plays the guitar with
Yeah.
his like hair. No, Coco from Toriko.
Rainbows.
He's got insane hair that I could do anything. I don't know. I mean, you've read the manga, and that I don't know how much
Oh yeah,
crazier
it's crazy.
he gets. I know Toriko gets insane.
Also,
but,
his hair can stretch for a really long distance.
Oh yeah,
And he has millions
There's
upon
millions
millions
of
of
strands
followers.
of
I think you're talking about Sunny, no? Isn't Coco the one that's
Oh, it's Sunny,
quite
yeah,
famous?
it's Sunny.
like I said, I
Coco
might have
is
been
the
getting it
future
wrong.
guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunny.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay. Just start over. Yeah, Sunny has crazy hair.
Yeah, he's crazy hair. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's incredibly strong. I mean, as far as style, I guess it's not the craziest, to be honest.
I
but-
mean, to be honest, yes, it is. I mean, like he's got like almost every color in his
no,
hair.
I just mean it's
Not
it's
style
just down.
crazy.
It's
yeah.
just down. It's just simple. I have pink hair that goes down.
But if he wanted to,
he could probably make it.
he could make it into whatever he wanted.
That's very true. So yeah,
He has full
Sunny,
control over
not
his hair.
Coco. Sunny.
Man, nice. Yeah.
Hey, it's always nice to have Coco winning Sunny.
Dude, it's always sunny when you're watching anime casuals.
Coco.
But yeah, I mean, I think what was I gonna say? I actually completely forgot about Toriko, to be completely honest with you. That show is dead to me now. I'm sure I'll eventually get a character in there. I should figure out. I should probably figure out if they can be in my top 5s at some point. But one that I really wanted to bring up, which is kind of a weird one, which weird too actually, is Mozu and Kiwi. They're the square sisters that Frankie used to have with them. And they had these square hairdos, and I just remember because if we go back in One Piece,
I've seen it before in a different anime, and I don't remember what it was.
With the square and
Yeah, like complete. No, it was like two twins who had square heads. I don't remember what it was. It might have been a cartoon.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I think that sounds like some Steven Universe action, but
It might be.
It was just, it kind of threw me off. And then if we look back to One Piece, now One Piece, whenever they do the back from commercial breaks kind of thing, like Full Metal Alchemist, they have this thing where it's like do 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 ding, and before they used to have one for every single character that would show, and then for Frankie's, like it would always show like their two hairstyles, kind of in there, and it kind of they always threw me off a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I think that's why I didn't really know whether or not Frankie was gonna come over or not, because he had those two girls. Also, I was a little confused on their relationship with him. They were definitely like groupie-esque, and along with being a groupie, there's also some other implications that go along with that sometimes, depending on what you're doing. But
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of that, and another one I did want to bring up though is Mineta from My Hero Academia. He has the ball.
His grape head.
Yeah, he has a grape head. I mean, Mineta means grapes in Japanese, so it's like might as well just Can you imagine his parents just like naming him Mineta and then him actually having a grape head, and they'd be like, "What have we done? What have we done? What have we done?"
I mean, what you just said is true, but I mean, also there's Frankie as well.
Yes.
Frankie can just push his nose and have whatever hairstyle he wants, and that gets ridiculous at times. I think like one time he pushed his nose and turned into a star. Like he pushed his nose and turned into a cannon.
yeah,
Like
a functional cannon.
yeah, he's got a functional hairstyle.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, I think actually, you know what? I would be really that would be really awesome if he pushed it and it became like a hairstyle of like Goku or something, like somebody like a throwback to somebody else. But yeah, I mean, what when you talk about like wild hairdos, because I was trying to look this up, and I looked through a bunch of anime and I was like, oh, Asta's got some pretty weird hair, but that's too like a normie's like view, you know what I'm saying? Like, a normie would be like, wow, that's
hair.
yeah. Well, I mean, you look at Asta, and it's just this crazy hair that goes up about only only about a foot, no big deal. And I feel like this kind of like goes off of what we were talking about last time with like fan service and anime. Like, when does the hairstyle get weird? Because I feel like we're a little too like in the zone to actually realize when these hairstyles, like there's some hairstyles where I'm like, that's probably doable with like 5 cans of hairspray, 2 things of gel. No big deal. I mean, when does it get to? What was your like barometer for this? Like, in terms of like figuring out like what's a weird hairdo?
I'll put it to you straight, Lucky. It got weird when Goku went to Super Saiyan 3 and his hair went all the way down to his knees. And I was like, why?
Yeah.
And then they were like, hey, let's cut back on that. Let's just make him change color and give him new hair. But like, and then like every time he would stop, his hair would just recede back to normal. And I would always be like, what? Is it not just large piles of hair all over the place? Like, from like him going to hair, like, what's the purpose? Like, I get like he's becoming more monkey, but even monkeys don't have hair that long. Like, they don't just go, hey, I'm golden monkey now. And it's just cousin it or something.
Maybe it's all the monkey hair just being condensed
into just the back, like from your hair down.
It's just normal hair. I don't.
Dude, I think that was
fight with it.
I think that was.
Cool.
And that's the other thing. Like, how do they fight
it's
with
like
it though?
Heavy, just like smack.
He ties like,
and then it just falls off. He goes.
He takes all his training gear off and puts it in his hair. Hits people with it.
There you go.
Gotta use like the Raya method.
But like it never inconvenienced him. There was not a real time where his long hair did anything for the show. So I was like, what? This is ridiculous. And then I started watching other stuff. Yeah. So, I don't know. I was looking at the back of Johnny's phone and I saw All Might, and he constantly has 2 bangs that are just chilling up here like antenna. And I was like, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of ridiculous. Deku has naturally green hair. Where does it stop? Where's the line?
Dude, that's another self-fulfilling prophecy because I think it's Midori is green, which is like his last name Midoriya.
Yep.
And I'm
There's
like,
also alcohol.
Yeah, so like dude, are these parents just predicting the future? I think we should figure out their quirks because I think these parents are some I don't know, man. They're figuring stuff out that we don't know, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, for you, Johnny? What's your where do you see? Do you just think it's all weird, or have you been like, that's a doable hairstyle, or when you see like the normal things?
Rick.
Honestly, I realized like looking, doing a little bit of research before this video that I've totally just normalized it. Any hairstyle is now that's just part of them. I don't know. I mean, they were born that way from birth, and they've just had that hairstyle forever, and it just never changes. Yeah. But man, I don't know. Those hairstyles are just crazy. It's insane.
Well, it's not every day. Like, I mean, I feel like Lelouch or like what's his name, Light. Like, they both have pretty normal hairstyles. Like, they're just regular people chilling. I mean, and maybe you go to like Soul Eater. Like, I think the weirdest hairstyle is Death, who has 3 bands on his head, but those are explained. Like, it's not like, oh, you got a crazy weird hairstyle. It's like, oh no, well, we're gonna get into it. Like, Death talks about why he has that. It's pretty normal for Death's kid, but like, it's not every day where you just have regular people with regular hair for a main character. Yeah.
Speaking of mostly regular hair, I mean, at the very least, it's unique. Saitama, he's just bald. He doesn't have any crazy anime hairstyle. In fact, his hair just fell off.
Yeah.
But he works it.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
that's crazy because it dispels the theory that you get stronger with more hair, like Goku. Maybe Saitama is he's so powerful that the hair can't even grow on his head because there's so much energy there that it's destroying the follicles.
Whoa. What if he uses his most powerful move and all the hair comes back and he gets weak?
Oh my god.
What?
Dude.
ending ever.
Tune
And
in
it's
for
called
One Hair Man.
Oh my god.
I don't know what
Tune in for season 3 of One Punch Man.
Speaking of one hair, the honorable mention, whenever you see like anime girls, and they've got like that one thing of hair at the top.
Oh
That's just,
man, Philo or yeah.
just like twitches. Well, there's Philo.
There's a lot of them.
What was I watching? Dungeon.
Yeah. The dungeon only
The
I
dungeon
can
only I
enter.
can enter. His sister
Yeah.
has the same thing.
Yep.
So
well, there was a stereotype with that, but I think Philo breaks it because I think it was like something for like horny girls like that. When that like it's like they're horny all the time, their little hair sticks up. But like Philo is really not that kind of character. So
taking notes.
Taking notes. Like with Philo though, like it was explained, like she got like because of her like new title, like she gets that weird little hair thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Because she didn't have it originally. It was after she met the queen. So
go watch Rise of Shield Hero, people.
Or
go
else.
Watch it.
But yeah. So thank you guys for listening or watching our casual discussion on weirdest hairdos in anime. We really appreciate all your support, and I will leave a link down below to our link tree. I started a new podcast with our friend Paul, so you can always check that out. It's called Casual Bros, and our first episode should be out by now. So, which will be coming out every Friday, so you guys can check that out. And, yep, as always, guys, don't forget to keep it casual.